Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Battle of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and of course, drop me a comment down below. I really love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way to helping out the channel too. Now, this week we are on a paint issue, so it's nothing super fantastic or anything to write home about. 2 pots of paint, both of them are actually pretty decent and very versatile and very usable. So, first off, we get a bad and black. A bad and black is black. It's a black paint. Not a lot you can really say about it. You will use it on things like the Chaos Space Marines that we get later on. You're going to use it in a few other bits and pieces, so you can use it on your current Space Marines. You can use it on your Tyranids. You can use it in pretty much any and every faction that's going, because it's pretty good. So, if you're going to use it on things like your Space Marines and your Ultramarines, if you're going for that colour scheme, you may want to use it on the in-between the armour pieces, where it's kind of more cloth-like and that kind of bit. You can use it on weapon housing. You can use it for kind of the backs of your Tyranids. You can use it to kind of break up colours and such like that. Yeah, very handy to have. Pretty decent. You will use probably a lot of this over the course of this magazine. So if you run out, obviously nip down to your local Warhammer store, your independent retailer, or you can always order online. So, and you've got multitude of choices. So you've got Goblin Gaming, you've got Wayland Games, Element Games, anything like that. You've got Hobby Workshop. You've got loads of choices of places to shop for your Warhammer paints if you need them later on. So if you need to replenish anything, you know where to go. So worth having a shop around. The other paint we get is Retributor Armour. Now, Retributor Armour is a very nice gold colour. So, you will use this if you are painting Ultramarines, because you're going to use it on the edge of the shoulder pads, you're going to use it for the Aquila on the chest, you're going to use it for the hilt of weapons, like the swords and such like that. You may use it in other places as well, so we might be using it in pretty much any of the other factions, really. So you'll use it on the Chaos Space Marines, because they have a lot of gold on the edge of their armour. It's black and gold armour normally for them. You'll use it on the good old Astra Militarum later on, because they also have the little symbols and stuff like that that will be painted gold. And you may want to use it elsewhere, but it's entirely up to you how you're going about doing it. If you're following the magazine, it will tell you obviously where you're going to need it. The thing with metal paints, though, they separate very easily. So, with your pot, shake it like hell before you open it. If you open it and it still looks a little bit grainy and kind of like you can see the metallic flakes or anything like that, or even a bit of red in the gold colour, close your pot up and shake it very hard for as long as you possibly can. And then when your arm recovers, shake it a little bit more, because then it will come out nice and smooth. If you need to, you can use mixing balls with these as well. In all honesty, I don't recommend stainless steel because they will rust. I've never had one that hasn't rusted. Even the ones that say they don't rust, generally rust. So if you can, get glass beads. They're a little bit more fragile, so obviously you need to be a bit more careful with them. But they don't rust, which is the main thing. And generally, once you've ran out of paint, you can scoop them out, wash them, and put them in the next one. So, you know, obviously doing a bit of that will stop it from separating too much. What you're going to need to do as well with any of the metallics especially is every now and then pick the pot up, even if you're not going to be using it, and give it a very good shake. And I've just noticed one of my pots isn't quite closed, so, which is quite annoying. Anyway, so yeah, shake it as hard as possible and as often as possible and as much as possible. As you're painting through your minis though, if you're following the guide, you're a bad and black, you're going to use it in things like the weapon housing, and you're going to use it on things like the in-between armour pieces for your good old Space Marines, for the Retributor armour on the edges of the shoulder pads and such like. once you're done, you're going to have something that looks a little bit like that. If it'll focus properly, it'll be nice. So you can see that the weapon housing is black. We have gold accents on there. And yeah, happy days. So you will also be using other colours later on. So obviously you're not finished with your Space Marines just yet, because as we go through, more and more paints will come and you'll use different ones for different things. But otherwise, pretty good. Both very, very versatile paints. However, when you're done, obviously, if you're following the guide step by step, this is how your Ultramarines are going to look. So pretty decent. Obviously, a lot more to go. With your Tyranids, you can use a bad and black on them if you're following the guide. In all honesty, I'm not going to be quite following the guide, so I'm probably going to change some bits and pieces here. But otherwise, you can use it on things like the talons and the kind of the claws and such like that for pretty much any of your Tyranids. You can even use it for the housing of the guns and such like that the termagants are carrying, or the barb gaunts or anything like that, if you really, really want to. Entirely up to you. But it does work very, very well. It does look pretty good, and yeah, it does a job. You will edge highlight these later on. You can dry brush them if you really, really want to, if you're going to be careful. But, you know, pretty good. It'll work very, very well. So, it is what it is. But, pretty cool. Moving on from there, though, now we've done talking about paints, we move on. We have a read section, all to give us more information about the Space Marines and more background about them. So, if you're new to Warhammer 40k, this is pretty good to give you a little bit more in detail about the lore behind Warhammer 40k. So, chapters. Ever since the terrible civil war known as the Horus Heresy, the Space Marines have been divided into chapters of 1,000 warriors each. These are more than mere military divisions. Every chapter is a wholly self-sustaining entity, and each is unique with its own culture, practices, traditions, and ways of waging war. So, a chapter of Space Marines is something between an army, an order of monks, and a warrior tribe. The Imperium permits chapters a great deal of independence, and each has its own rich history and culture. Some are fleet-based, crusading across the stars on an endless campaign of slaughter. Others claim dominion over feral worlds where the tribespeople worship their towering overlords as messengers from the gods and present their sons for recruitment. A few, such as the Ultramarines, possess their own stellar dominions. The 500 worlds of Ultramar are known as some of the most important planets in the Imperium. So, the way the chapters work is every chapter has its own kind of unique ways of doing things. So some of them, or pretty much all of them, recruit on their own. All of them have or the vast majority of them generally have a partnership with the Adeptus Mechanicus that aids them in crafting armour, weapons and such like that as they go, and more. And kind of repair and maintenance of vehicles and such like, and they go like that. So you kind of think of the chapters as kind of like the different divisions of an army, the Roman legion and such like that. So it works in that kind of way, in a roundabout way. But every one of them is they're responsible for their own actions, their recruitment, their feeding, their everything that they need. So yeah, they're not supported by everybody else. Obviously, there are many, many different chapters of Space Marines, though, and we get an example of 4 different ones here. So obviously, we already know about the Ultramarines because that's what the magazine tells us to paint. However, there are, of course, Blood Angels, which are pretty cool in their nice red armour. They have a little bit of a flaw in their genetic makeup and a very dark secret, which you can kind of tell what their dark secret is. They're called Blood Angels, and they have a character called Mephiston, who has vampiric-like teeth. So you can kind of guess what that dark secret is. It's a little bit of vampirism. The Silver Templars, they're a successor chapter from the Ultramarines, so there are core chapters, and then there are chapters that are successors of different other ones and such like that. And obviously the Silver Templars are the ones that are mentioned more in our good old stories and such like that throughout this magazine. So if you do want to go with Silver Templars, you can. You're going to need, obviously, more of your metallic paint. So if you haven't already got any paints in your painting arsenal, so like, for instance, if you're new, you may want to get yourself some Lead Belcher, some Iron Warriors, some Stormhost Silver and such like, and have a bit of fun. The only downside is yellow is a bit of a tricky paint to utilise, in my opinion. Moving on from there, though, you do have things like the Space Wolves, a very, very cool faction. One of my favourite Space Marine factions, in all honesty, because they have a pretty cool kind of feral hunter style about them. So if you think the Blood Angels are vampires, the Space Wolves, you can pretty much guarantee I know what you think they are, and that is werewolves. They have a very, very link to wolf, for wolfkin and such like. So, yeah, pretty cool. And then you got your Dark Angels. Dark Angels are very secretive and pretty cool. Their Terminator armor is actually different. So they generally they have green for pretty much all the other Space Marines. The Terminators are generally painted in a kind of an ivory colour. So they have a bit of a different look to them, but equally really cool. So really, really good stuff. Moving on, we have our read section. So this is carrying on about the kind of everything that we need. So in the bonds of honour that we're going to go through for the Silver Templars, gives us a little bit more information and such like that about them, and a little bit of story, which is pretty cool. And it will go through there. So I'm guessing this probably won't be all of it, but pretty good stuff. Moving on, though, we're going to move into rules. So for your rules, obviously you need to move minis around. You have advancing and falling back rules. So warriors on the battlefield of the 41st millennium are often faced with hard choices. When is it best to press the enemy and rush forwards? When is it wiser to make tactical retreat? Obviously in this guide it's going to try and tell you roughly how to do both, and it'll be your choice of when to do these. So for instance, with your advance rolls and stuff like that, you're going to move and then you can roll to advance further, and that will give you a little bit extra distance if you need it. Obviously you're not always going to want to use that rule, but you need to work out exactly when you do need to, just to get yourself in the right position and such like that. So for instance, finding out when to advance. Obviously this way the magazine works is it tries to describe a good scenario for you of when you're going to need to do this. You may never really need to advance too heavily, you may not want to advance at all, but it's your choice. Going on from that, though, obviously there is falling back as well. So sometimes you may need to retreat from battle. So if you are kind of left with, just say, like your Captain and Terminator armor going up against a horde of Tyranids, you may want to try and pull back from them. So you may need to kind of withdraw, and you're going to need to follow the rules here to kind of do that. If you fall back, obviously you can kind of break away from battle and then kind of link up with other minis that you may have nearby to kind of get them in the right place at the right time, so the fighting's a little bit fairer. But obviously sometimes you may not be able to fall back, so there is always that risk. It's all about risk and reward, and sometimes you have to risk it for a biscuit. Sometimes your reward is going to be very good, sometimes your reward is pain and death, metaphorically. Anyway, moving on, you've got your scenario. So the pitch battle for this one, you're going to go with your Inferno Squad and your Captain, going up against the Termagants, Barb Gaunts and Vine Ryan's Leapers. You are going to be using a bit of trickery with this, so you're going to be using your advances and your tactical withdrawals to kind of go with this, especially if you're Space Marines. So you may want to, for instance, retreat your Captain and advance your good old Infernus Marines into the Termagants to kind of wipe them and such like that, because some characters and some units will find it more difficult to fight certain other units. Going through though, fairly straightforward. genuinely following the guide is a very, very, very worthwhile thing to do, and will see you right, in all honesty. Play through it, have a bit of fun, and enjoy yourself. Obviously, play through it as both sides, have a bit of fun, just enjoy yourself. That's the main thing. Going on from there, obviously we're going to move on to next week. So next week is a pretty decent one. So we get the Librarian in Terminator armor, which is a really cool mini, one that I must admit I am looking forward to, and it should be really good fun. And you also get a medium base brush. The medium base brush is very versatile. It's a synthetic brush, so I also mentioned this last week. They're not the best. Synthetic brushes aren't all the time. However, the Citadel ones aren't bad at all. They're pretty good. And so, yeah, really, really decent issue. Issue 11, yeah, not as decent. We get 2 paints again, Corax White and Lead Belcher. Both very, very handy. So Corax White, obviously being a white paint, separates very, very easily. Lead Belcher, being a metallic, separates very, very easily. Both of them, very versatile, very, very handy to have. So, yeah, be good fun. So, that is it, in all honesty, for this week. Obviously, we will carry on with the series all the way to the end. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of minis. There will be more content to come to the channel as well. So there's a few things in the pipeline that I need to record and edit. And that'll take me all day, I'm sure. But really, really good stuff. So we have a lot of good stuff to look forward to. And a lot more Combat Patrol. And a lot more other bits and pieces. So prepare yourselves. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye now.